So as view, I'm going, wow. Canto at Gabelmeister's Peak from Grand Budapest on the Focal Clear MGs on the Audio Valve Solaris, because I haven't turned it on since I moved to the house, and now it's on. So these were sent to me by Mimic Cables, who's actually a guy who started making cables, and then he's in my patronage chat. $10 a month if you want to have a conversation with him. And he's like, hey, I'm going to send you this. Then you send it to another reviewer, and so on and so forth. But I'm the first one to get it because I'm the best. Actually, I'm probably the closest. And $1,490 is the US Gemstone. But I don't think it matters. I think you guys are all going to see this and understand you fucking can't afford it. Holy shit. Compose myself. First of all, Focal, here's the thing. Yeah, I got a little bit of shit thrown at me because I was like, oh my God, everybody, have you heard? Has anyone heard about the Elegias? They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. And everyone went, Zios, they stopped making those and the replacements out. And I was like, what? Oh, that's sad. Because I don't keep up. Like I don't have like a news feed that tells me everything about audio all the time. I'm around enough audio people that the news just sort of gets to me eventually. So I was just like, oh shit, that sucks. That's right, the Celeste are on their way. Like literally, as of the recording of this, it hasn't arrived yet. When you see this, it would have arrived. Unless it gets lost in the mail or stolen. But these, I know these are new because everyone's like, oh, and I haven't seen them. And oh my God, is what I say. They are, and it's hard to say they're beautiful because every Focal, you can see the Stellias over there, which are $3,000. These are half the cost. All have like the same basic design. The same headband with the same, bent thing. And there's always a thingy. There's always a logo. But there's something about the hex pattern and the hex they put on the inside and the brown. I don't know if I have a brown fetish. I don't want to have a brown fetish. I grew up in an apartment, a very small apartment, and all the carpets were brown because apparently when the carpets were put in, that was a thing. And not like good brown, like shit brown, unless it was just like, it was never good. But this is like a gold, brown, bronze, and you're just like, oh, Jesus, touch my fucking head. So I'm going to just say this. Exact same build as every other Focal ever in the history of the fucking world. Except this pattern's different. This looks prettier than most things. And I think the pads are somehow like, look how slow that memory foam is. Like, look, you push it and it's like, oh, hold on, I'll get back up. Why'd you poke me there? So comfy and open to the point where you can see like right through it. Hope that's coming out on camera. It kind of like the most open you can get an open headphone to be without just having it be a Grado and using the foam itself to like hover it. But unlike Grado, look, the wires come out. Oh my God, what an exorbitantly fancy feature. Maybe future headphones, all headphones may eventually one day have removable fucking power cords. Okay, fuck. So I did the sound demo before this because I just do sound demos as I have the unit set up. I just do sound demo after sound demo after sound demo. And I had the hardest fucking time recording these. And it didn't dawn on me because I don't like research. You people have to understand, I don't do research. And you guys yell at me for not doing research, but I don't want to know everything about something while I'm trying to assess it. I want to assess it. And then after the fact, I'll learn some stuff. These are the Clear MG. I did the Focal Clears a while back. I don't think I like them that much. But these are the Clear MGs, and I fucking love them. And then I was doing the sound demo, and I'm like, why can't I record this? Like, I kept moving it. When you put the headphone on the headphone recording rig, the microphones are in one spot. You move it around to try to get it to where it's not doing bad things. And it was always doing bad things. And then I, just for the fucking shits and giggles, I twisted the whole headphone like this on the mics. And it was like I lowered the volume on them. And I went, what the fuck? And it's because the MG for Clear MG stands for magnetism. And if you go to Mimic Cables, you read a little blurb, The new headphones boast upgraded performance thanks to the new magnetism dome drivers. After more than 3 years of research and development, our engineers in this new alloy combined with the dome's M shape give the headphone a greater lightness, rigidity, blah, 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 blah. And there's a nice little diagram of it here, and you can look at it. Look at the size of that fucking magnet structure. When I do sound demos of planar headphones, planars are literally rows of magnets on either one or both sides of a thing, and so when I put it on the recording rig, those not Rode microphones, those are Neumann KM184s. Those are a $1,500 set of microphones. When you put magnets near them, they go, ah, and then everything gets fucked up. And this had as much problem as like a big planar. I put it on there. It's like, why does it sound garbage? I got it to record. I actually load up an EQ that I have preset that I cancel out the magnetic fuckery before the mics, and then I can undo it in post. But the fact that it was like so strong, like I do how many headphone demos? And you just put it on there, and maybe it sounds a little off than normal, but it's fine. I put these on there, and it's like, ooh, it's just twist. The fact that I turned it and the poles twisted until it fucked my microphones over, it just shows how much magnetism we're dealing with here. If you lose your keys, check inside your goddamn Focal Clear MGs, because they might just be inside the headphone. Now, I'm just going to AC/DC for like, fuck. Ah. Okay, so. The first thing I noticed with these is they do a holographic imaging thing behind your head. And yeah, I get imaging all the time. Some headphones are better than others. But when people ask me, Zeos, what's the best imaging headphone? I usually have to like think for a while, and I have to like weigh out like, okay, Harmonic and Zeus are great big wide things, it's good soundstage, but isn't the imaging really? These are the best imaging so far. They move. Even in the sound demo with the weird fucking tweaked EQ, there's a song where I actually stop and go, holy fuck, because the sound moves across the plane of the recording through Neumann headphones so slowly that you could pinpoint every moment of it. It's like, oh my God, how's it doing that? And then you'll hear it, they sound like, and this is going to be the worst fucking compliment I've ever given to an amazing set of headphones. They sound like a 7.1 gaming headset if that wasn't bullshit. Like shit happens behind you. Shit happens perfectly in front of you, and then it moves around, and then it moves around your ear. I feel it curving around my ear. And I don't know if that's just because of how open they are, because they're trying to hide the fact that they were really open. In fact, if you read the blurb on like Focal's website, it's like, oh my God, thanks to being an open headphone, we can let it be free. And like, most headphones are open headphones, Focal. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, most of Focal's headphones aren't, but the Elex are, and I love the Elex. But there's been like other open headphones. You don't have to fucking brag, but they have done a tremendous job of making this one literally fucking see-through. So maybe they're proud of that fact. So we've got an incredibly strong magnet. We've got very open architecture. We've got new drivers that take a little bit more punishment. A lot of the problem with old Focal headphones was, oh, there's a hair. I hope it's not in front of the lens. I apologize for that time that happened. Where, you push it a little bit, and all of a sudden it was like, destruction of drivers. Not so much with this. I just want to shuffle. Oh. These are the most delicate and refined murderous drivers. Like, it's just so, like, you turn on a song, like, this is Tyler McQuill's Tyrell's Paranoia from Mr. Robot. And it's not exactly an audiophile test song, but there's just sounds happening, like special effects sounds. And there's just, like, things in my ears, and then there's, like, a sleep, and this is, like that. What the fuck that was. And I'm kind of, like, I could feel the paranoia in it. It's so detailed. And yet aggressively like happening, and then it settles down, and it's like the sound stage and the wrapping around. Yeah, these are the best focals I've ever heard, which is fucked up because I just said the best focals I ever heard were the Allegias, and that's a canceled headphone. So maybe the Celeste will be better than the Allegias, but those are both closed back. And this being the first focal open back I've heard in a long while. Now these are the best focal headphones. I mean, they cost quite a fucking number. But the thing is, having the Stellias, having heard the Elex, having heard the Allegia, now soon to be hearing the Celeste, which everyone is talking about and loving, is Focal the best headphone manufacturer now? Like, do they have winner after winner? Is there another headphone company that puts out as many winners? Like, does ZMF put out as many winners? Because it was like on and off with a couple of their headphones, but they've got new tunings now, so I haven't heard the whole line with new stuff. And then, Mr. Speakers, like, I give the Aeons, like, I give them praise, but I don't, like, own the new Aeon 2s. I own the Aeon Open X, because those were, like, a little bit cheaper. But is there another headphone manufacturer that everything they've got currently in their lineup is a fucking banger? Because so far, as soon as the Celeste gets here, I'll be able to determine this fact to myself. But right now, I'm like 90% certain Focal's got the best headphones. And they all look exactly the same. And they all sound completely different. This is like, we're back to that same thing that I felt in the Hemps, where you put the Hemps on a quality amplifier. Here, we can go, is that lock? That is a lock. I hate that. We can go here. So we got tubes, we got Class A. I had unbalanced Class A here with the Rebel amp. The groove. We got the Liquid Gold X, rocking and rolling. We've got it, pop it out. Let's get some linear going on because you can't fucking judge anything till you get on the topping A90. It doesn't sound bad in anything. I just how much money, how much or little money do you want to spend? The only thing I didn't hook this up to is a BTR5, which I could if I hooked up this wire, which is the other wire it comes with, which I'm going to complain right now before I go on to praising how fucking good these sound. Because they sound fucking amazing. They sound like fluid. I'm listening to audiophile fluid. If you went to the store and Church was there, and I forgot the other characters from Red vs. Blue was Church, and like, I need headphone fluid, these are filled with it. Filled with audiophile fluid. This you could take really in a wrong way. Stop thinking about it now. I don't like the wire that came with like the Allegia. I made fun of because it was so stiff. There was two wires like this that just it plugged into the thing and then it couldn't bend. It was bad. But it was a nice quality wire. So now this is what comes with this, and here's the really short one. This is like the 4-footer. Jank as shit, just jank as shit because it was packed. The unboxing of this was very Stellia-like, where you had this going on. Only this is not leather. This is just like a nice cardboard, but big magnets. And they had the user manual isn't in leather. It's not leather bound. It's just paper. And then you had the wires fucked in these things. You had the big wire, which I'm currently using, which is the balanced one, and the little wire, which is small but fine. The nice wire strap tied around it. We got it's very nice. It's very nice. Except when you put a wire in a little box, they should make this so you open this up and there's a big loop of wire. I'll yell at every fucking company that does this. I don't give a shit how good you are. I don't care if you're Grado and fucking up, or MPOW and fucking up, or Focal and fucking up, or Sennheiser or Hi-Fi. If you can't get the wire right, you're fucking up. Anyway, you get that interesting box, and then the wire comes out, and it looks like this, and it's like, how are you gonna fix that? You could see, if you just through the video, you could see you're annoyed by this already. It's like, what if I got a heat gun? It's a very, very rubbery silicone feeling, which does not give me a lot of hope for a heat gun fixing this. I actually had the balance one hanging from a light in my basement, folded in half, just hanging down as hard as I could get it to fucking hang to try to get rid of it. So the short one, this one, is an unscrewable thing. So you get a 3.5 millimeter, and it's got a screw on to make a 1/4 inch, which is fine. I have no problem with that. It's got a beautiful, beautiful focal, fucking aluminum, like, this fucking wire, which is a single wire, so it's not a double for the short one, and then it goes up and it doubles here, and you have your beautiful connectors to go in the thing. And then the balanced one is a 2-wire, and it looks, in this brown, it is exactly old lamp cord. And it's a little bit stiff. But I'm not going to complain too hard, because you could probably sell this kit with the wires for a seemingly good chunk of money and buy a set of hard audio cables or Periopt or Mimic cables. Since they're the ones that sent me the headphone, maybe go to Mimic cable, get a headphone cable for this, just to get one that, maybe there's like a deal that all headphone manufacturers have agreed to make their wires fine but annoying, so that companies like Mimic Cable can just get by in the world. It's nice of them. It's a nice little coordination. You got the same box, which is the same box for everything. I didn't even take off the little silicone covers over the zipper, because look, you take it off, you ruin it. Oh God, now I can touch it with my bare skin. Actually, my skin is human skin. Bare skin is illegal to put on your own body. I can't even put it back on now. Fuck. Anyway, it's got the same thing. It doesn't have any, I think, did the other one have a motivational like saying up here? This one does not have that. Pretty sure the other one had like a motivational saying. Unless that was the one for the Stellia, and I'm remembering it from the unboxing. Or from the yard sale video. That's gonna knock off the table. I'm just gonna leave it down. It's fine. You get a headphone. All that matters is you get the headphone, which I'm sorry that hasn't been in my hand. I just want to wear them. It's not as important for you to see them. There's a thumbnail, there's a wallpaper, you got other things to see. It's important that I hear them, because every time I change tracks, basement jacks, Lucky Star jack stub. Yeah, no, I'm in a big, spacious, clean room, and there's just enough flavor to the sound that this is not like a neutral set of boring headphones, but it's not fucked up to the point where I'm like, oh, they're tuned it to be a fun house sound. These are like perfect audiophile headphones, because they're going to make your music sound better. They do that thing where all your music, no matter how it's recorded, sounds great. It sounds fucking great. What can we shuffle till I find something bad? Pearl Jam. Whoa, Pearl Jam just started. Soon Forget. And it starts real quiet. And it sounds like it was in front of me. It sounded like a speaker in front of me was playing it. Wow. It's got such, like, now it sounds like he's singing, but like behind me, and like he's yelling into the back of my eyeballs. It's got such good imaging. Holy shit. Because he's not in the middle of my head. He is to the right, 3/4 of an inch, back 2 inches, and up 1/2 inch. And I know exactly where he is. You want to know the best gaming headphones? These. In fact, wait. Don't I have in the singles? I think I have, if I sort by time. I have a folder called singles. I mean, I have Kja, which is just fantastic. I got 2 copies of the Star Trek The Next Generation Bridge Loop. This is ripped from a YouTube video. I'll see us in the future. I know this is going to suck, but if you can find it, find the 1-hour Star Trek The Next Generation Bridge noise loop, which is just the sound of the Star Trek I'm not even a big Star Trek nerd, but there's something calming about the sound of the Star Trek bridge just looping for an hour with a good low-end rumble. I've actually listened to the entire thing on a flight once, because I was like on this airplane flying through the air, and the Star Trek noise was happening. I was like, is this what surrealism is like? Wait, what was I in here looking for? I thought I had like a 12-minute. There you go. Squad, realistic war sounds. All right. Oh, Okay, so if I'm testing, so this is how I test. If I don't have the time to play games with a headphone, and I want to just sort of, I've been out of the gaming mode for a while now, but if I want to just test, I plug that audio from that YouTube video. Just look up Squad Realistic War Sound on YouTube, and it's just a recording, a very good. No one's talking over it. It's gameplay. Someone's standing perfectly still, and just letting the sounds of war happen. And you could use it to hear if things are moving across, where things are located. Because, I mean, you don't have to actually play the game to determine it. I'm going to do a whole video on how to determine if a headphone's good for gaming for noobs. So it's coming. It's coming. Game Fidelity 2021 will happen. And just listening to this. The wind is like blowing. Just a little echoes in the back. I'm actually a little bit I'm actually getting a little bit skittish from like the sound of the I don't like that. The best headphones for gaming have always been, in my eyes, Audio-Technica ATH-80 2000X, and I'll try to link them in the description, but I doubt I'll be able to find them. And I got those for $500 used when I moved into my old apartment. That was my gift to myself. And I converted it to detachable wires, because what company has attached wires? And I fucked it up, and I blew out one of the drivers, had to replace both the drivers. But those with the big Alpha Dog pads are just like fucking, and there's the least low end, and it's like, these sound a lot like those. These sound like I remember those sounding, but these are better. And they're like this aggressive detail. It's like if someone showed you a beautiful diamond and then poked you in the eye with it, and you're like, it's so beautiful, but it doesn't hurt. Like it's almost startling. Like these have a startling sound to them. And then the low end comes in better than most focals have done low end in the past. And that's one of their big selling points in this new driver system is, the low end is fantastic. And it is. It fucking is. Welcome to Z Reviews, everybody. God, fucking who did that song? I forget who. Mike Post. What a madman. It's funny when you could hear a song like the Magnum PI theme and know for certain this is the best it's ever sounded in your life. Even if you watch that show every day, your TV played it, all right, now you have a Blu-ray player, you have surround sound, that played it. And maybe occasionally you watch it on a headphone, but no, this moment, flack of Magnum PI from Mike Post on these headphones through that amp, this is the best it's ever sounded in my whole life. And unless I consciously make an effort to play that song on something better than this might be the best it ever sounds. Just suck it. That's just me feeling it out. So yeah, we have not a failure to communicate. In fact, just the opposite. These things are communicating all sorts of detail in all sorts of locatability. I don't think their sound has a flaw, which is fucked, because when Zeos does a review, he likes to nag on one. Here's the one thing that's wrong with it. Let me talk about this for 10 minutes. Maybe some people don't like brown. I mean, and that's another thing. This light, like, it makes it look a little bit less exciting than it is if you hold it in front of like those. Like, it starts to glow a little bit more under the warmer light. Like, this is just very, very pure light. And these are, oh God, they're so pretty. I try to do the thumbnail so right. I should take the thumbnail in the sun. I haven't done the thumbnail for this yet, I don't think. They're so pretty. Yeah, I don't have a negative except for the wires. And I did my 10-minute spiel on wires. So all I have left to do is praise them, and then your wallets start getting scared and your wallet pees in your pocket. If your pocket's wet, it's because your wallet took a leak because it was scared of this review. That's a thing. In fact, someone needs to illustrate that. This is super lo-fi. What the hell is this? Sim Gratina, Granny Smith. Oh, it clears up at the end. I get it. Summer in Ponyville. No idea what that's from. Yeah, like, all right, final thoughts. I know when a headphone is good when this happens. I had it set up to do a sound demo rig, right? Set up to do sound demo. I'm listening to it through the fucking thing. I have the EQ set so it doesn't fuck with it. And I'm just, to make sure you get the position right, I'm not listening to the 10 songs that I do in the sound demo. I'm listening to my entire playlist, just shuffling around. I added 3 songs to this playlist that are possible sound demo songs. You got to keep in mind, I sit here all the time do my shit. And only once in a blue fucking moon will I go, wow, this song sounds great. I would like to sound demo with this song if it's capable. And I'll test these songs later on YouTube and see which ones get blocked and, copyright strike my channel. But the fact that in just this headphone, was able to pick out 3 new songs that are like so good sounding. I have to see if I can use these in a sound demo. This list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 15 tracks long. 12 of those 15 tracks I put in that list before these. I haven't done one of these since I moved out of my apartment. The time scale of like getting 3 in one sitting is fucking phenomenally small. That's what these do. They make every song that come on sound fucking phenomenal. To the point where I'm like, oh man, what song was just playing? Just playing. Bear McCreary, Battlestar Galactica, Season 4, The Cult of Baltar. I've never paid attention to this song. I know all the good, but there's just like this giant, hold on. What? Should I pay attention to this song? Am I adding the 4th song? It has to get interesting in under a minute or I can't use it for a sound demo. So let's skip ahead to like 51 seconds. Oh, yeah. It drops that Battlestar Galactica. I'm putting that in there. Okay, so that's 4 songs. I have to stop listening to these headphones or there's gonna be 200 fucking songs in that list. That list is I don't try to like listen for things to happen. They just do. And when they just do, I'm like, oh shit, this sounds great. Oh shit, this sounds great. Holy shit, this sounds great. So this headphone does more to make my music sound good than any amp or DAC or fucking any other fucking factor. Except for maybe alcohol. Actually, here's a little question for people who have made it this far into the video, because these are the guys that usually comment. What is your drug of choice for listening to music? Is it just whiskey, scotch? What brand? Is it something that's not alcoholic? Is it just lots of coffee? Is it 7 5-hour energies? And then you like put on your headphones and you're just shaking and the music sounds clearer? Like, what is it? Because I frankly think that I find music sounds best, not on any drugs, but just when I'm really fucking tired. Like, I'm exhausted. I want to go to bed, but I'm so comfy. And then I pick up a set of headphones that I haven't been listening to, and I put them on. I'm like, oh, God. Like, my brain is falling in and out of consciousness. And I guess drugs will literally do that same thing. But legal drugs, hopefully. No one's like, crocodile in my eyes. If you don't know what crocodile with a K is and no E, don't look it up. It's some shitty Russian shit. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Oh, fuck AC/DC. Like I said, they can take a lot more abuse, but my eardrums apparently have not broken in yet. Or maybe I just broke them in. That's... so small. You know, we are done. And that's that. So, if you'd like to buy these, I suggest Mimic Cable, who sent it to me so that I might fuck with it, and then you can have it. If it's out of stock, I'll think someplace else. But it should be in stock for at least a while. And then you'll get the same review from other people. So hopefully they listen to this exact same pair. I don't know if DMS is getting this pair, because if he just like doesn't like them, then I know we have to punch him collectively as in a community. Links to these. Links to that wallpaper. I couldn't even pick what wallpaper. Like, there's so many wallpapers to choose from. I had to just stop and just pick cute green cat girl. Just done. Although her green is like almost brown. She's like a green brown. I don't know. We went with it. Enjoy that in the description. Link to the Patreon and Subscribe Star, which support this channel and feed the cat. Eventually, I'm going to put like a really long leash on Chewbacca. Just let her run into the fields. Just run into the fields. Unless I attach it to a drone. I feel like that would be unsafe. And could I pick up my 7-pound cat with a drone? I probably got a big enough one. Anyway, Patreon and Subscribe Star. See these reviews early. So if Mimic Cable runs out and you wanted to buy one, well, you should have been a patron and Subscribe Star and seen this, because at $5, you get to see all the reviews early. $5, you also get to participate in the yard sale, which these will not be in, unfortunately. But I could sell a bunch of other stuff and then buy a set. So that's always a concept I'm playing with in my head. So yeah, yard sale, see reviews early, $5, $10, put you in the behind the scenes private Telegram chat that Mimic Cables is in, that I'm in, and that everyone's in, and that we all have a one big circle jerk about audiophilia, but most of the time we try to like calm the hell down and talk about other hobbies and where you're getting your vaccines and shit. It's fine. It's a great little community. I love it. I live on my phone, and it means when I have to answer a question, I can just do it while I'm on the toilet. And that's worth it for me. Also, I've enabled 1 year I've enabled a 1 year purchase package for Patreon, so you get to save like 10%. I think I have it set to 10 or 15%. So if you want to just buy a whole year of Patreon and be in that chat for a whole year, you pay less. I don't know. I feel like that's a nice thing to do. And then Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guide forums, which are wonderful places. And I thank everyone. All the mods there are fantastic. I need to thank them. I know when people have like a Patreon list, and I think I need one for just mods of Hi-Fi Guides, and it'll just be Mon, and it'll scroll by, and that'll be it. So thank you, Mon. He keeps that place ship top, along with Joe, who refuses to let me pay him, because once you pay somebody, it's like sex. If you just take a girl on a date and then that's fine. But if you take a girl on a date and then you hand her $5, you're bad. You're both bad people. He doesn't want to be that bad girl in the backseat of my car. Anyway, wallpaper again, and everything else is great. And sound demo in the description in case you want to check that out, which should have come out pretty good. I'll double check when I do it in post, but it should be like pretty fucking like, oh, that's surprisingly good, Zeus. I will purchase a set. And it'll also be out tomorrow live, and I'm done, and you're done, and we're done, and I'll see you tomorrow for the sound demo, and then the day after that for something new, and then the day after that for something else, and the day after that, and the day after that. And don't forget the unboxing channel and the cooking channel, and so many videos.